So I've said this before, and I'll say it again anytime. Steven Crowder is actually the most offensive conservative pundit online to me. But he's not offensive because he's like problematic or whatever. He's offensive mostly like to comedy. I cannot tell you how angry I get watching Steven Crowder sit in a room with his paid audience who are trained to laugh at every joke he makes, and actually I feel this weight in my stomach like plummet every time anything comes out of his mouth. So he recently did this segment on Elliot Page, and I mean, you know, if you're sensitive about this shit, you know, obviously he's gonna misgender him and blah blah. But yeah, here, let's take it away, Crowder.
Yeah. Because Ellen Page, of course, as many of you have been following, but there's more to the story than people know. Ellen Page, most known for her roles in Juno, Inception,
X-Men 3,
the remake of Flatliners.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Story catalog. Ellen Page, beloved actress of the United States, is now a man. You can hit the overlay there. Yeah. I don't want to have to direct this all day. Is now a man. So the privilege card is now removed. Came out as Elliot. By the way, Ellen Page is now confused. Elliot Page. Just be just be ready for the attacks, because as a straight white male, you are given no quarter. And we actually
I can't believe that's real. He lands the joke. It's a 2 out of 10. His paid audience laughs, and they cut to some guy cringing IRL.
Oh, you are given no quarter.
Look at that. They actually cut to him as he's sucking air in through his teeth. They actually captured the moment right here. Look at this guy. This guy's job is to laugh at Steven Crowder. Look at him. Okay.
And we actually, this is something that's been a long time coming, and here at Lateral's Cut, we actually have the exclusive of the upcoming first performance of Elliot Page.
Oh, God! Elliot.
Now, I have a question for all of you. Can you identify what the joke was? I don't even care about the trans shit, honestly. I'm here for the comedy breakdown. I like stand-up, okay? Can you explain to me where the joke was? I genuinely want to know. It's not a rhetorical question. I genuinely want to know. So, was the joke just that E.T. said Elliot? Was that it? Is it that trans people are like aliens? Because if so, that's like a huge reach. Like, I feel like if that's the joke, if the joke is legitimately just the word Elliot was said and E.T. is ugly. Sorry, E.T. is ugly. I know a lot of you are standing out here. If that legitimately is the joke, I feel like Steven Crowder could have just drawn with crayons like an ugly troll and then like Elliot next to it and just like held it up in front of the camera. And like that would have nailed it. I think, you know, depending on the drawing, and something tells me Crowder over here, not exactly an artist, but depending on the drawing, I feel like that actually would have landed better, you know? Almost like a self-deprecatory, here's the juvenility of the joke we're trying to lay, but man, that one just kind of hurt, didn't it? Like, to have to listen to, you know?
I'll be watching. I gotta watch.
That's the Alf theme song.
I got the
Look at the reaction from his fucking crew.
I'll be watching.
Look, the guy in the background, the guy back here is just like, another day with these people. This guy right here is playing it up. This guy just feels fear because he doesn't understand the joke either. He doesn't know what the joke meant. Was there like a hidden message in there? Is he gonna die tonight? He doesn't know. This guy just wants to leave. This guy's playing it up though. This guy earned his paycheck today. And then we get
that's the Alf theme. Song.
I got the well, you just mix and
That's
match.
very
Whatever happens.
Oh boy, that's one pussy I don't want to munch. Talk about a beaver dam.
I got the biggest
You can tell these are the comedic chops from somebody who couldn't cut it in comedy, you know? The high profile comedic skill delivered by, what was he? He did voice acting in Pinky and the Brain and Arthur, I think. He did some of that. Please move on to the next segment or I'll sue you. No, I really want to sit with this because so what Crowder is doing now is he's kind of doing what I do. Not that I invented the idea, but he's doing like these big live streams and he's just having them set up on a channel. So he streamed 2 days ago, 3, 4, and of course they're all getting millions of views, because we live in a meritocracy. And that's like the bulk of the channel now. And it's like a comedy routine if you stripped all of the comedy out of it and it's just like a dead husk. And I think the thing that really concerns me, so some people have accused me in the past of being like ableist to conservatives. Like I'll impugn their cognitive facilities. And generally I do try to avoid that because I think they're a very smart, I think intelligence is very compartmentalized. And while you have to be either stupid or cruel politically to be a conservative, I think there are good or intelligent people who are just sort of, selectively incompetent mentally. But I will say this. The fact that Steven Crowder is, I believe, the largest conservative YouTube channel, and that there are people in the comments of these videos who actually seem to enjoy this comedy, that actually does make me wonder about skull shapes. That actually does make me a little curious. Because while I can imagine being a transphobe and finding jokes that Elliot Page is gross because he's trans or whatever, I can understand a transphobe getting behind that because they're a transphobe, right? It makes sense. But I legitimately can't fathom finding these jokes funny. I actually can't. I can't imagine it. I can't. And by the way, to their credit, to my knowledge, I have never defended a conservative who defended Crowder. I get the feeling that for a lot of them, Crowder is just a highly presentable, extremely cringy shame watch, Like, at least to the conservatives that I've argued with, there were a lot of conservatives who were like they watch Crowder. But I don't think there are many Crowder stans, if that makes any sense. Relative to the size of his channel, I feel like a lot of people shame watch him. I genuinely don't know, though. I mean, the comedy bops continue.
I roll for my wife when I showed her that last night because we watched the Umbrella Academy, and she's like, "Is there ever a role that formerly Ellen was in that she didn't look like a pouty guy anyway?"
No.
That's in poor taste.
Well, sorry, it's Elliot.
Silicon Valley, this isn't as crazy to me as when comedians.
Wait, is that in poor taste? Wait, of all the things said so far, the fact that Elliot always gave off a masculine vibe in previous media, I feel like that's the least in poor taste thing. Like, of all the, I'm not saying it's in an absolute sense it's all poor taste, but relative to other things that have been said, I feel like that's comparatively progressive. That guy with the mic over there, I don't know, he's demonstrating a little bit of Marxist gender theory. He needs to be careful.
Comedians go along with this. And I'll explain to you why this is a problem. People go, why are you talking about the transgender? Well, first off, I think we've done a pretty fair job of covering election fraud. I think we've been pretty consistent. And this does matter. People say, why do you talk about something that doesn't affect you? The breakdown of the idea of men and women affects everybody.
Yes.
Notably children. I was like, why do you care about what Hitler's doing with the Jews if it doesn't?
Okay, hold on there, Crowder. We're going there again. So remember that the arguments conservatives make about trans people are identical to the arguments they made about gay people 40 years ago, where it's not that they're grossed out when you put the pee-pee in the butt. That's not it. That's not why they don't like it. They're just worried about the kids. Because, I don't know, kids seeing guys kissing or holding hands at the park would make them turn out wrong or something. And then they go on and stand Western civilization, even though the bedrock of what we today call Western civilization was rooted in Greece and Rome, or Greek and Rome, and their highly homosexual societies, aggressively homosexual societies by our standards. So I don't know where, maybe that's the bedrock of Western civilization. Maybe that's what propelled us ahead, Maybe the Enlightenment was completely sort of bedrocked on twinks fucking each other. I have no idea. Why the fuck is he open carrying in his own studio? Virtue signaling.
affect you. Well, it doesn't affect me, but the Jews aren't big fans of it. What about the children?
So trans celebrities coming out is like Hitler killing the Jews. That's I don't. In case you didn't missed it, that's actually the analogy he went with.
It affects everybody,
yes,
notably children. I was like, why do you care about what Hitler's doing with the Jews if it doesn't affect you? Well, it doesn't affect me, but the Jews aren't big fans of it. What about the children who will be taught that men and
By the way, remember when the phrase "what about the children" was a joke? Like, people would make fun of that phrase because it was usually uttered by people who have no argument and are just moralizing. Crowder complains about pearl-clutching, moralizing liberals, but what is he doing right now? What is this exactly? Oh yeah, all the children who will be hurt by Elliot Page being a guy.
Women and male, female are just a figment of your imagination. That's a problem.
That's not what that means. We're trying to focus on the comedy here, people. He's just very dumb.
Well, and how long until we get the European bug and say, well, you can't say anything against these people or it's a year in jail, like we reported yesterday?
Yes. That's not a law they have anywhere in Europe.
Speaking of bugs, this guy, I think he's very funny. I'm surprised that comedians...
It's like what they said about the C-16 bill in Canada, you know? They have protected classes over there, and they're like, in Canada now, if you bump shoulders into an androgynous young teen in the street, and they drop their school books and you say, "I'm sorry, ma'am," and they look at you and sputter out from beneath their snakebite piercings, "It's not a ma'am, it's sir." And then the police come and take you away. I miss the Jordan Peterson days, dude. I need to rip into that guy more often. Now that he's trying to come back or whatever.
Come out and support us. Kumail Nanjiani from Silicon Valley. Very funny guy. Said, this is an actual tweet. I've been a fan of
a printout of a tweet.
Elliot's for a very long time and am excited to see him continue his fantastic work in the years to come. Fantastic fan of Elliot. His work, I believe, is Quarter Black Garrett. You
it's what?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on what you're saying. I got skipped up.
Yeah, you did. No, apparently Elliot Page has just as many film credits as Caitlyn Jenner has medals. So, this is, if people don't understand the slippery slope,
like a bunch?
For crying out loud, that you have now made.
Wait, hold on. I need to follow the train of logic here. So they were laughing because they were calling Elliot him. And then the fact check thing came up in the corner, which I assume some shock jock wannabe has a button for. And now, what's slippery slope? What's happening? Also, I'm pretty sure Elliot Page is a well-recognized and esteemed actor. I don't know if the joke was, and Caitlyn Jenner was a very well-respected athlete, so I'm not entirely sure if I understand what the. Yeah, I'm not sure if I understand what the complaint is.
Every single casting director who's issued character breakdowns guilty of hate speech. You've retroactively made people guilty of hate speech.
No, nobody's saying that. The victim complex for conservatives is pretty crazy, isn't it? Like, literally, like, Elliot's just like, yeah, I'm a dude now. And Steven Crowder was like, they're gonna send us all to jail for all the... In 2003, they wrote a news article and they called Elliot a she, and now that person's guilty of hate speech. They're going to be tried at The Hague and executed. Nobody's saying this but Crowder. Just him alone, a madman in a straitjacket, screaming into a microphone, being watched by millions of people. You know, you don't get to call slippery slope when you're standing on level ground. Like, the slippery slope claim, it doesn't really work when you're just perfectly situated and level.
Wow. Yeah. So do we refer to Elliot in the past now when referring to past roles?
Yeah. So this is the thing that I find interesting, because I've talked with conservatives IRL, and this question comes up very, very often. And I mean, I'll answer it. The answer is you do, yeah. You generally refer retroactively to trans people with their current name. Yeah. And sometimes that does lead to some semantically awkward situations. For example, Elliot Page once, I don't know if it was won or was nominated for an award for like Most Beautiful Lady or whatever. And the answer to that would be, yes, Elliot Page won or was nominated for an award for Most Beautiful Lady back in 2015. I don't know, but that's the thing that happened. And you could say Caitlyn Jenner, did sprinting, did running shit in the men's category, whatever. Oh, was it Best Actress? I don't fucking know. The point is, sometimes this leads to some weird semantics, but it's no big deal. Like, it doesn't hurt anyone. Like, who's hurt by this, You refer to people by their current age. Yeah, you refer to people by their current age, don't you? Or yeah, by their current last name. If there's a woman who does X as a single lady and then gets married and now she's got a different name, when you go back and refer to past accomplishments, you use her current name. We have precedents for this that are completely outside trans ideology, So there's no issue here, like, at all. If it's a well-intentioned question, I don't mind it, but, and I don't know if this guy, I don't know anything about this guy. If he's being paid by Crowder, he's probably an idiot. But yeah, like, this isn't a big deal at all.
So Netflix changed the credits.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Now going forward, that's the cat.
Damn, wow. That's a crazy thing they did that hurt nobody and is good. What a slippery slope we're on. Where a person changes their name and then their previous editable iterations of their name are changed in response. That's pretty crazy.
I don't understand. An Elliot Page type.
Oh my god.
1984. It's like 1984. They're changing history.
Gosh, I love it.
I don't love it.
No, that was sarcasm.
Are you out of your mind?
I'm gonna kill you.
You love that? You love this when Netflix changes the name of the credits? You're okay with this? When Netflix changes the name? How do you get upset over stuff like this? Is this some of that white fragility coming up? I don't know. It's pretty crazy.
Are you out of your mind? What is this thing with him? He's just always talking about he's going to kill Bill. He's going to kill me. It's like, he doesn't do show prep, so it's like, I know what I'll say I'll kill you.
Murder. Yeah, that's
murder. Oh this works. That's a family-friendly activity.
Yeah. Off the top of the show.
You off your hormone blockers?
No. They wouldn't refill the prescription.
Take on an empty stomach.
Small meal of crackers.
They also stop brain development, by the way, those hormones.
That's good.
Yeah, the parts of the brain that deal with hormone receptors and the development of puberty. It doesn't stop the brain's development in anything pertaining to intelligence.
Yeah, that's
convenient. It's almost like, you're unscientific when you don't understand.
Oh, God, do we really have to listen to these people talk about science? Oh, God. The next segment is on hormone blockers. Let's...
But the endocrine system.
Reminder that Blair White said Crowder doesn't actually mind trans people when she went on his show, so he's really just repenting here to get that grift money. Oh, dude, Steven Crowder is one of the obvious grifters. I don't really care whether a person's a grifter or sincere. Steven Crowder's an obvious grifter. First of all, since I fuck men I know, Steven Crowder is easily buy or pan. Undeniable. There's no fucking way Steven Crowder does not fuck men. 100%. I'm pretty sure there are other producers who have worked with him who have levied the exact same accusation, and that he's okay with fucking trans women as well. 100. Oh, I bet he bottoms too. Oh yeah, he opens up. I don't think Crowder gives a shit about anything that he's saying personally. He's paid a really good gig. He was going to do that debate with Sam Cedar, and then his dad told him not to. It's he'll never talk to, he'll never do like a proper debate with, like a person who knows what they're talking about. That's why, like all the other conservative demagogues, Steven Crowder does debates with college students or unprepared civilians and not other people with media training and weeks to prep on a given issue. That's why, it's incredible we let them get away with this. Ben Shapiro gets to be the debate lord of the universe by debating college students. And Steven Crowder gets to change your mind by preparing a very specific set of topics over the course of weeks, and then going to a random location where he's only going to be approached by people who aren't familiar with these subjects. Anyway, okay, wait, we're losing the plot here. The point is, in addition to Crowder being, I don't know, kind of a snowflake, he's also very unfunny. So unfunny. It's genuinely difficult to watch him. There is one thing, however, that does make me feel a little bit better about the whole thing, and that is that as my channel grows larger, I get closer and closer and closer to knowing that one day a criticism I make of him is going to find its way to his ears. That's my knowledge. Not that he's going to watch a video of mine. He doesn't care about politics unless he's getting paid to talk about them. But one of these days, it's some negative thing, some criticism, some insult. It's just going to find its way to his ears. Maybe it'll make his day slightly worse, But we're probably not there yet. We have to get larger. But, oh, hey, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content.